What's going on, guys? Card Collector 2 coming at you here with the first part of a 6-part series talking all about the National. In the past, I've done kind of a ranting 3-part series. I've done a one long video, but this year I really wanted to change it up and just talk about things in specific order at specific times, talking only about the National. So the first one, which I'm going to jump right into today, is just basically a broad overview about what is the National. So we're going to be talking about dates, location, some background about the event, parking, and then space and dealers. The National started in, I believe it was like 1980. It was in a hotel. I believe it was in like St. Louis. It wasn't in a very big location. That was really the first meeting. So this year is actually going to be the 40th anniversary of the National. So it's been going on a long time, and it has really grown over the last 15-20 years. But the last couple years, really since I've started going at least, it's been in the same 4 locations with emphasis really on 2 of them: Cleveland, Chicago, Atlantic City, and Baltimore. Baltimore twice, Atlantic City once, and Chicago and Cleveland for the rest. It'll be in Chicago this year at the Donald E. Stephens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois. Next year's location goes to Atlantic City, and then it goes back and forth between Chicago and Cleveland, I believe, for the next couple years after that. Again, this year, Donald E. Stephens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois. I'll be honest, this is my favorite location. Although it's not the closest for me, being an hour and 50 minutes south from Cleveland, that makes it a lot easier to get to. But Chicago is the perfect spot for this event. One of the nicest things about this is there's 3 hotels. I think there might be 4, but I know for sure that there's 3 with the Embassy Suites, the Hyatt, and the Hilton. Those are all connected to the hotel. So you walk out of your hotel or walk out of your room, down the elevators, into the Sky Bridge, and basically right into the show. It's so easy. You don't have to go outside. Makes it very nice when you're at the event to not have to worry about parking, driving, Uber, or anything like that. At least if you stay in one of those hotels. So for the last couple of years it's been in Chicago, I've definitely done that. I can tell you that peace of mind knowing you can just go in and out of your hotel room from the show in 15 minutes or less with a walk is very convenient. So that convenience is key. So Chicago is definitely a great venue for the National, and personally my favorite. The National this year, it's basically similar every year as far as dates. This year, the sneak peek night, that's going to be July 31st. That's a Wednesday. That's going to run from 4 to 8 p.m., I believe is the hours. But this is basically going to be open to anyone. You will need general admission to get in, or you will need your VIP purchase, your VIP ticket, or you would need a dealer setup badge is what you'd be looking for. But basically, if you got entrance to the show Wednesday, you're able to get in. It's not specific to any one group. It is open to the public from 4 to 8 p.m. again with a purchase. For parking, like I said, if you are not staying super close and you are gonna do Airbnb, I know some people are staying at hotels right down the corner. Some people are driving a little farther out. Whatever the case may be, there is plenty of parking right behind the Embassy Hotel, literally directly across the street from the convention center. You're probably talking about 250, 300 yards from the front door, maybe a little farther. It's a parking garage with about 8,000 parking spaces. So ample parking for sure. And then you just walk through a sky bridge to get there. So very easy to do that, very convenient. It's $13 a day. I did check this on the website. If you have any specific questions, I'll just put this in here now. But you're looking at nsccshow.com, which I believe stands for National Sports Collectors Convention. So nsccshow.com will take you to the website for the National, where it'll tell you all you need to know. So parking $13 a day across the street. Again, if you're not super close, you could also Uber as well. As far as the overall setup and the layout of the show, if you've never been, one of the big things about the National is the space requirement. So my understanding, just from talking to people who are close with people on the board for the event, is that there's a requirement of about 500,000 continuous square feet to be able to host this event. So you're looking for something with a lot of space. This isn't like your suburb convention center. This is big time space. So There's going to be a lot of space. My understanding is it's just north of 650 dealers, but you're talking about everyone in the hobby is going to be there, right? So you're going to have Panini, you're going to have Upper Deck, you're going to have Topps, you're going to have Ultra Pro. Check out my cards. You're going to have all the big card shops that you know of, RBI Crew, Indie Card Exchange, Sports Card Junction, all my guys there. You're gonna have the guys on Instagram that you know, right? MC Sports Cards, you're gonna have Garnett Sports Cards, Windy City, you're gonna have 610, Justin, like a lot of big Instagram accounts are gonna be set up. You're gonna have PWCC, you're gonna have Probstein, Heritage Auctions, you're gonna have everyone associated with the hobby, vintage, memorabilia, cards, grading, all of it. They will all be there. Gary Vee is going to be there this year is what it sounds like, is that he'll be set up. So lots of people, lots of space. So if you've never been, it is definitely overwhelming. And we'll definitely talk about that when I get into kind of the tips and tricks video, which will be later in the series. But when you walk in, if you've never been to the show, right? I mean, you've just been to your local shows, you're going to walk into this place and I promise you, I do it now. This will be my 10th year in a row. And I walk in and it's just like, man, I get chills thinking about it. Like, you wait all year for this and people talk about it and they tell you how cool it is, but you really can't fathom or comprehend how cool it really is until you walk in the door. So I always tell people, if you can go, because I promise you will not regret it. It is the best. So if you can go for one day, again, that kind of depends on your situation, if you've got kids or not. Typically the best day for kids is going to be on Saturday, because they do a lot of like kids breaks and free things, more giveaways and stuff on the weekends. But if you're just a guy like, similar to myself, where you're going through boxes, trying to find deals, buying, selling, trading, meeting people, you're looking to spend money, your best day to go is probably going to be Thursday, as that's typically, I typically say the earlier the better. Wednesday, Thursday is great. I've heard good things about Sunday. Sunday's going to be, towards the end where people are closing up. So what you might have is if dealers did really, really, really well or really, really, really poor and they're like, hey, I don't want to be here anymore, I'm just trying to get out of here. Some dealers might try to pack up early. I remember going with a dealer previously and setting up with them in Chicago 2 years ago. And when we did that, good week, and Sunday came around, it's like we got a 6.5 hour drive and we lose an hour. So we should probably, start hitting the road. So we left, I think, 1:30, 2 o'clock. I think the show goes till 5 on Sunday. So something to keep in mind is that Sunday may not be a full day for most people. While some people may have good deals, may not necessarily be a full day. So, all right, so I've got a couple ones coming up here. I'm going to do a couple more videos. Again, we're going to make this a 5-part series, so I encourage you to check out the next 5. So in order, just so you guys have an idea of what is coming. So again, this is the What is the National, talking about everything broad about the National, setup, all that kind of stuff. And the next one is going to be the word VIP, really talking about the most overused word at the National, because everything there and everybody there becomes a VIP. Trade Night 2019 is going to be one. I have a lot of questions about that. That is definitely a question that comes up a lot is, hey, what's the trade night? When's the trade night? Who can come to the trade night, etc. So trade night's coming up. Buying and selling at the National, right? Dealer etiquette, haggling, negotiating with people, things like that. What to bring to the National, that's always a common question, is like, hey, what do I bring? And just some tips and tricks. Again, being 10 years, I kind of like to give people a little inside scoop on what they can expect when you go to the National, especially if you've never been, or if you're in the, rookie or sophomore class where you haven't been a whole lot and you want to do it better than you did maybe the first year. So what can you do to improve? And then the last one's going to be grading and promotion. So really talking about on-site grading, RCR, group submissions, things like that, as well as the promotions. Panini is the one I know very, very well. The Rapper Redemption, / silver packs, where you basically take them boxes of cards unopened that you purchased at the show, cut them open in front of them, and get silver packs, these show packs that are a big hit every year. So again, 6-part series, but this is part 1. But stay tuned for the next one. Peace.